In the first newsletter, I teased about building teams and creating culture with Keith Ferazzi's Who's Got Your Back. It's actually a networking book. All of his content typically discusses connecting with people and building relationships. Never Eat Alone is another one of his books. Now, in Who's Got Your Back, the idea is that you usually have a team of people around you that help you grow through life. Whether it's making decisions, getting advice, making investments, or starting a business, you have the folks that you trust that you can go to and talk about all of these instances. Well, it also applies in the corporate world, right? The people that report to you, or maybe it's your peer group, or even cross-functional folks that you have to work with. Well, all of these scenarios, you have to build trust, and it's really important what the relationship looks like. His 4 pillars in the book are vulnerability, generosity, candor, and accountability. See, vulnerability is letting the guards down, opening up, sharing. You have to lead by example to get that in return. Once someone actually is vulnerable, it typically allows someone else to be vulnerable. And then when you're vulnerable and the other person now has let their guards down, the next step is being generous, like giving back, being a go-giver, right? Giving them feedback that actually helps, sharing with them things that they could help, whether it's their career or even their personal. The idea is just be generous with whatever you can with that individual. And then the third thing, once you have that trust starting with vulnerability and generosity, is candor, being transparent, being candid, telling it how it is, being able to have a true connection that's not fluff or fake or etc. And then when you have all that, the fourth is added on, which is accountability. Now you can hold each other accountable. So even if it's someone that reports to you, or even if it's your peer or a cross-functional person and you're working together, the idea is we have this foundation. And now if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. We actually have accountability. The idea of these 4 aspects is truly what builds strong teams and strong culture. So yes, it can help you in your personal life. It can also impact you professionally. I recently had to reconnect with someone I worked with years ago. We might have not left on the best terms. So I picked up the phone and reached out and wanted to just have a conversation. And the first thing I wanted to do was be vulnerable. Just share. Hey, listen, I know we left off in a bad way, and maybe there were things that people said or whatever. So let's open up and talk about it. And when you're vulnerable and can share, then we can talk about generosity and saying, how can I now help you? And especially if we're going to reconnect and work in this new environment, what can we do to make sure we're having our relationship at much stronger than before? And then you have that candid conversation, and now we can be accountable with each other. This is how it really works. So I would challenge everybody to make sure that you lead by example with these pillars. That's how it starts. Are you being vulnerable in your conversations, in those connections? And then are you being generous? Start with that and see how that relationship develops and grows. I hope you enjoyed this newsletter, and I'm looking forward to paying it forward with you all.